Good jump. Uh-oh, trouble already.
Trouble on the start as Hopgood gets spun around, making contact with our pole set.
I'll tell you, Will Hopgood got a little bit of a jump on the start. He tried to get down, but he didn't have Christian Elder cleared, and they got together and around he went. But he got back going. I think he'll be okay.
The yellow flag is out, folks, and we have not completed a lap yet. You see the Wynn sponsorship there on the Hopgood car, but we're going to take a look at just exactly what happened.
Here we are. Will Hopgood got a little bit of a jump. He's on the outside. He tries to come down a little bit. See, you see Christian Elder was right on the bottom of the racetrack, so he really, you know, Will Hopgood said, well, if I can beat him down to this corner, if I can get to the bottom, then I know I'm going to lead the race. He didn't quite make it, but I don't think there's a great deal of damage, so he'll be okay.
We saw him.
We've got another spin coming off right in front of the leader, coming off turn 2.
Car sitting on the backstretch is number 99. That is Gary Moore from Horseshoe, North Carolina. Gary sideways, and that is going to bring out the yellow, so we're under caution for the second time, and a big break for Will Hopgood because he was really off the pace.
Yeah, I think he actually got lapped when he spun this second time. He's about 5 cars behind the leader right now, so I believe Will Hopgood got lapped, so it'd be interesting to see what happened. I'll tell you, that's an interesting story on Gary Moore. We go back to Mike Swain Jr., but I'll get back to that story here in just a minute about Gary Moore.
Okay, Mike Swain Jr. is your leader here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Goodies Dash Series. These are 4-cylinder, subcompact cars, and they get around here in a hurry.
There's our leader. Oh, we got trouble.
Number 9 car has crashed over in turn number 4.
It's Ned Combs.
Oh, boy. Tough break there for Ned Combs. A couple of cars racing back to the stripe here. Both of the cars involved in that incident have gotten rolling once again.
Ned Combs in the handy pantry car.
From Newton, North Carolina. Ned was already a lap down, running back in about 20th position, I believe. Let's take a look here and see if we can see what happened.
Looks like Pat Patterson got in the back of the blue and white car there. And Ned had nowhere to go.
Boy, not much you can do there. Monk Coolidge in the 16 car, the Love Chevrolet, the one that was involved.
It's really difficult here for these leaders. You saw Mike Swain, he had a little bit of trouble getting by the 55 car, and then Will Hopgood had a little trouble getting by the 55 car. But about a corner ahead of these cars is about 12 cars, all running within the same straightaway. So, we got trouble.
Trouble over in turn number 1 as the wheel has come off of the leader. Believe it or not, Mike Swain Jr. has lost a tire, and he is going to have a great deal of damage on car number 28.
Well, that's incredible right there. I would think that probably there is a broken hub, broken wheel bearing, something like that, because these tires just don't come off.
Yeah, the wheel is off the race car of the right front of Mike Swain Jr., so the 4th caution of the day is out here, and dragging that around like that, Phil, is going to cause a great deal of damage.
Well, it really is. It'll probably drag off the sway bar, and unfortunately, it's probably going to take...
Take a look at the replay right here. Going into turn number 1, we see Swain's car start to move up towards the wall.
Yeah, he obviously, you see the left front tire turn, so, and then the wheel comes out. He actually, I don't even think he ever hit the wall, at least initially, but the wheel came out from under the car.
And just that slight amount of contact, if he did touch the wall, pulled that wheel out from underneath the car. So
52, Daryl Murray.
Murray with a great run tonight here at Bristol, but again, folks, it's early and a lot of things can happen. We're watching Will Hopgood and Christian Elder. They're going to black flag Doc Brewer. He's got the black flag, and now I believe he's heated it and headed to the pits.
Yeah, they're going to put a little fuel in while he's there, so not...
Now, here's the restart we were talking about. Ernie Yarborough is on the high side. He's the leader of the race, and look at Brewer. He says, I got to go.
The leader of the race controls the restart, and unfortunately, it was a nice try, but it didn't take his time, work his way to the front. He's got the best car, at least of the cars right up front. He's got the best car. Just take his time, pick his spot. Uh-oh, trouble with the leader.
Yeah, the leader is smoking, coming down the front straightaway. He slides it sideways, starts to go back up the banking, but gets on the brakes, and the caution is out once again. So, boy, being the leader tonight has not been the best spot.
Did a great job keeping that thing off the racetrack. He obviously blew the engine, had some fluid down under the tires, but he got down on the apron. The thing spun around, but he kept it off the racetrack and made it not anyone else being involved.
Ernie Yarborough coming off a turn number 4, down the front straightaway, and kaboom! Motor lets go, and really not much you can do from this point, is there?
No, sure, was pretty much along for the ride, but he did an excellent job. See, he got down out of the race. He did an excellent job. See, he got down out of the racing groove. The car started to turn around, but he stayed with it, kept it off the racetrack, and fortunately nobody else was involved.
Ernie won 10 races last year at Florence Speedway, and he only ran a couple of these Goody.
I tell you what, being in the lead is just not the place to be tonight.
Well, folks, you keep hearing the drivers down there saying they can't hear Larry. Let me tell you something. It is so loud down in the pits here at Thunder Valley. Trouble over in turn number 1. 2 cars collide hard. And one driver took a major shot there, Phil.
I believe that's Doc Brewer in the 44 car on the left side of your screen. He's the car that came in later. The blue car, I can't tell exactly who it was, but he was sitting on the racetrack, and Doc Brewer came along and had nowhere to go.
3 cars wide coming down the front straightaway, and is that blue car the number 55?
Oh, that was 56. 56, Robert Ham, who was having a terrific run.
Ham was all the way up in the top 5, and he got sideways going into turn number 1, and Brewer came along and just slammed him, but Brewer had nowhere to go. We're under the 7th caution tonight. As we approach lap 100, we'll be 2/3 of the way through this race by the time this caution is over. Crash right now. I'll show you on a replay. A couple of cars already sideways, and there is Robert Ham, and Brewer slides in, gets him right in the left rear. A tough shot, and I believe both of those cars will be done for the night.
Very fortunate that Doc Brewer turned the thing hard left when he got there, so he just hit Robert with a glancing blow. Otherwise, he would have hit him a pretty...
Run of the year, as a matter of fact. He had a couple of 5th place finishes so far in 1997. His best run at Homestead, which is a tough racetrack, but he may better that tonight if he can stay up there in the top 5.
Just an incredible pace right now, Will Hobgood's setting, as he's got Charles Powell in his sights. There we have trouble with Rob Huffman.
Oh, boy. Huffman has had a very, very bad night tonight, and he did not need that at this point. He's currently shown 4 laps down, but a major problem for the White House Apple team there, number 37. That's Charles Powell and Larry Cottle, but they're going to let him go for the race. Will Hobgood comes off at turn 4. The green flag is out. 4 laps to go to decide the victory here tonight in the Goody's Dash 150.
It's a great restart for Brian Sackwell. We'll see what he has there. Looks like Will Hobgood running in the middle of the racetrack, making his car a little bit wider than it needs to be.
And folks, you might be wondering, why did Sockwell put fuel in? Well, that gives the car better balance and a lot more weight to the car. He hopes he may be able to go to the high side if that's what Will Hobgood will give him.
That should free the car up a little bit. It's a little bit more rear weight. That should free the car up a little bit. But right now, I think Brian Sockwell has more race car than Will Hobgood, but Will has the lead. Brian Sockwell's doing a great job.
Sockwell goes to the high side off turn 4, looks to the inside and makes contact with Will Hobgood, who crashes hard on the front stretch and lost the right front tire. So once again, being the leader, not the place to be tonight at Bristol.
Well, it sure wasn't. I tell you, it was a tough race there. Brian Sockwell had a run going on the inside. Will Hobgood knew that the only way he could beat him was to not let him by. And looks like he started to come down the racetrack. I'm sure we'll see that on a replay. Started to come down the racetrack, and Brian Sockwell just held his line. Let's look at it right here. Here we go, coming off of turn 4. Here's Brian Sockwell in the 54 car. He may have gotten the back of Will Hobgood there, but anyway, he's on the inside. He had his right front tire up beside of Will Hobgood's left rear tire. They made contact, and around they go. Let's look at it from another angle.
As they came out of turn number 3, Phil, Sockwell looked to the high side, but that time he was going to go to the inside, and there definitely was contact.
Yeah, sure was. It's one of those racing incidents. We had a couple laps to go, and the guys were going for it.
Well, that's what this is all about, going for the win. Will Hobgood on the front.
This is yet another angle of it. You see Brian Sockwell pull right up behind him. It looks like Will Hobgood almost got a little bit loose. I can't tell if Brian Sockwell may have got into him a little bit to help him get loose, but once he did, then he had his nose up on the inside, and around he went. So let's go down to Larry Rice.
Yeah.
Dub, what did Will say to you? What happened out there?
It's kind of obvious. We got run into the back of another pinball incident. Just foul all them and going down the road.
Man, you did everything right except with 4 laps to go.
It's always the way it's been. This is kind of like our Dale Earnhardt with Daytona deal. We come here hoping and always running good, and never seemed to pull it off. I don't know, it's not our night, but
He's okay, though, right?
yeah, he's fine. This Winslow Pontiac, man, these guys from Wins, they treat us right. I want to thank them. Appreciate it.
Maybe next year. Back up to you, Ray.
Well, Larry, we saw Will Hobgood walking to the ambulance, so that is the best sign tonight. Now, here's what happened once again. Hobgood goes just a little bit up the racetrack, Sockwell to the inside.
Just one of those racing deals. Brian Sockwell was doing all he could do to try to win the race. Will Hobgood was doing what he had to do to try to win the race. They made contact, and around, unfortunately, Will Hobgood took the worst of it. He did an excellent job to recover from all the trouble he had. Looked like he was going to win the race, but that caution came out, ironically, I think, because of his son's problem with grease on the racetrack. But nevertheless, it was a racing incident, and unfortunately, here we go with Brian Sockwell with the only car on the lead line.
Now, the lights are out on the pace car, folks. You may see that we've run 152 laps at this race. Look down, and here we go, the dash for the cash. Here comes Sockwell down the front straightaway, and what a great jump.
He got an excellent jump. We got a half a lap to go. Well, I guess they'll give him the white flag next time.
Right. That was the green. Next time by the white. 1 lap to go from here for the checkers for Brian Sockwell. Coming down the front straightaway in car number 54. Can he take the second win of 1997? If the car stays together, it should be his. Half a lap to go.
I believe he's going to make it this time.
So being the leader in these last couple of laps wasn't so bad. From Brown Summit, North Carolina, Brian Sockwell is your winner tonight here at Thunder Valley.
Excellent run in second position for Charles Powell in third, Larry Caudle in third. Just terrific runs.
Interesting story on Sockwell. He broke 3 bones in his right hand after the Daytona race, and down at Homestead, he drove that race in a cast. So this guy certainly knows about pain in the race car, but he's feeling no pain tonight as he will go to victory lane, taking the checkers tonight in this 150-lap race. Charles Powell III with his best career finish in car number 72, and boy, Bristol's a tough place to get that.
Well, it really is. He did an excellent job. Stayed out of trouble all night. Came home with a second-place finish.
Good run for Charles Powell III, and the third place will go to number 77, and that's Larry Caudle. That's going to help him a great deal in the points. We're going to take a break and back to wrap it up from Thunder Valley, the winner tonight, the number 54, Brian Sockwell.